Hi everyone. It's Pete here for the Paint Toolkit, and welcome to going live. I suppose I guess that's what you call it. And looking forward to taking your questions for the next 30 odd minutes. But thanks everybody for who was about tuning in. You can drop me a message, ask me questions, etc. But I've been on social media today. I've been asking people to send me some questions in, etc. Anything they want answers. So if I'll just sort of jibber jabber for a little bit until people start sending in some questions. If not, I'll go through the ones that I was sent in today. So anyway, welcome to the first of Q&A, Paint Toolkit, etc. And I'll make it a regular event now. Hopefully every Monday night, 7 o'clock UK time. So will be recorded, and so if you can't make it, you can tune in at any time. It will be posted on social media and on the website, etc. Anyway, so what's been going on in Paint Toolkit land? It's been quite an interesting few months, really. As you know, during the summer period, most people's paint gets better, as mine does, because of the hot weather, I guess. And so it's been quite. But I've been busy writing some new Paint Toolkit, different ones now, concentrating on the 5 key skills for 5 key self-management skills. And people seem to like that, but they like the concept, etc. So I've been adapting it for different things, like, you know, for people 5 key skills for when you're traveling around, etc. If you're going on holiday or work-wise, arthritis, CRPS, and a whole load of stuff. I think the one I published was, I think, the back end of last week was one for people who want to who got a desire, was not desire. They were on their pain medication, etc. And they want to try and get off of that. But what do they put in place, like, you know? And I adapted that toolkit for that reason, really simple, because I remember speaking to someone in Australia. I think it was early part of this year or late last year. I can't remember now. And I was saying that a lot of people with they're on the meds, they've just been, you know, taken off of them, you know, but they're not putting anything in to replace it, you know. So that sort of grabbed my attention. But there's a lot of people out there. I mean, emails I do get from people that are stuck on the meds, and they don't, you know. I ask them, say, do they work? And they say, well, not really, you know. So, but they don't know what else to do, like, you know. So they stay on them. So that's my idea, really, of adapting the 5 key skill toolkit so that they're good as a substitute. But, you know, I think it's best if people have got that desire, and but the main thing, they must do that with some support, though, you know, with perhaps the prescriber, etc. Definitely a healthcare professional, so they have a bit of a battle plan on how they do it. And so anyway, I've got to put the links on that on the website soon. I'll have to get Scott to do that, and but I'll put them on the news section as well. Basically getting ready for the next Paint Toolkit conversation. That seems to be going to be a regular event now, where myself and my good old buddy over there in Canada, Keith Belgium, we host a conversation for about an hour and a half, and we did. I think we did. It all come off the back of the conference that we ran in February. And in between, when we ran the conference, in between each speaker, we had a lot of pacing breaks. But we were both sort of taken aback by the good conversation that was going on in between the speakers, like with the speakers, and that prompted us to think, hey, we might be on something here. And so we started up a Paint Toolkit conversation. I think we did one before the summer, and we ran one last month. And really got some really good reviews on it as well. So we had a couple of invites as well. So they're going to be part of the game now. So they'll take part. We got Virginia McIntyre over there in Canada. Obviously myself, well, me and Keith, we just open it and should close it really. We've got Roddy Thompson over there in New Zealand, and we got Dave from Nova Scotia, and Jerry from over there in America, and also Amy, who's another like self-manager. She does sort of self-management coaching and stuff like that. And Toby Newton-John, again over in Australia. And I'm hoping I haven't left anyone out. I can't think I have, but anyway, those guys are going to be back. We're doing another one. I think it's on the 2nd of December, something like that, 2nd or 3rd. But I guess the big one we're just gearing up for is the next self-management conference, the second worldwide self-management conference. That's going to be held on the, I made some notes on it actually, I think it's the 10th of February next year. That'll be the 10th for the UK, it'll be the 10th, but for those in America, North America, it'll be on the 9th. And, so we try to do it so fair with so everybody's, because the times and whatnot. And poor old us in the UK, though, it starts at 2 o'clock in the morning. But please register for it. It's on the website to register for the webinar, and all the monies that we take from get from the people from the registrations, all that money goes to organisations who promoting self-management. Last year's all the donation actually ended up with a group in New Zealand where chronic I forget the acronyms. There's so many acronyms these days. CRPS, chronic regional pain syndrome. There you go. And there was a group there in New Zealand who used the money to design a leaflet and get it printed off and etc. And so they give it out to new members of their group. And this year we've actually increased the amount of people who are presenting. We've cut the time down a little bit so it don't go sort of too crazy. It doesn't become like a mega event. But I think we've got 8 speakers this year, a big variety as well, and again from all around the world. So that's what's been going on and what's coming up in the new year. Let's take a look at some of the questions that I'll put down today. So a lady from Newcastle, Rose, she asked me, does the effects of pain have an effect on people's mental health? And I think it does, and it certainly did for me, because back in the day when I was struggling with my back pain, I just all I was back pain then. I got carried as I've got a bit of an older dude now. I've collected a few more health issues and stuff like that. But yeah, I think for me anyway, it was a big issue. I've become very depressed and low mood. Just because at the end, I always remember thinking it was irrelevant what the days of the week were called. They could have been, every day melted into the next one. And I think I reached my low point, I think in December 94, when, I think this is well documented in my story. And some buddies come out to take me out for the night, 31st December, New Year's Eve, my birthday as well. And I just couldn't go. It was, they used the old scale and they wanted to say, now rate your pain. Mine was in orbit, but not 1 to 10. It was up there in the stratosphere. And I didn't know what to do with myself really, and I felt so down. I thought, what the hell's what's going to become of me? Like, I can't even go out on my birthday, and pain is screaming at me. I'd had me full quota of medication and stuff like that. And I'll be honest with you, I did that night. I did have, some thoughts about harming myself. Really, I just really couldn't see any future for myself. But as you can see, I didn't do that for some reason. I don't know what it was. I did some stretching and it eased off a little bit. It came back with vengeance the next day, but it was a massive turning point for me, really, because the next day when I didn't have any whiskers then. I didn't have a lot of hair either, but as I'm going back into the 94 it was, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I was having a shave, and I thought to myself, you're the bloke who's going to get me out of this mess, like, you know. And from then on, I just got into the found out about a pain management program in London called Input, and that was my pain management program that really saved my bacon, really. It gave me the tools and skills, but the confidence to manage my pain myself. And so much so, you can see what I've been up to the 20 odd years since then. Yeah, so and I've got a lot of emails from people as well. I mean, I don't know what's going recently. The amount of emails I've been getting, especially at the weekends, is really. I mean, it was over 25, I think, from Friday over Friday night, and then when I woke up Saturday morning, there was 25 emails. Anyway, I always like to try and get back to people as soon as possible, because I know what it's like. You write something, and it's like sometimes with healthcare, you have to wait a bit, and so I always like to get back to people as fast as, so that they don't feel sort of too disconnected. But a lot of people who do contact me, they're really fed up and they're a lot of low mood, and don't just can't, like me, back in the day, just can't see any future to themselves. It's just as they haven't got a people, if you need a plan, like, you need to start setting some goals and an action plan. How you gonna do that? And I go through that quite a bit on the workshops I run. But so very Rose, if you're listening to this or watching this, I should say, or listening, then it's very having low mood, depression, being fed up, and that's very, very common. I would say I always say, I mean, I've got these things called talking therapies now, so if you ever do feel get low, I mean, I think the Samaritans were around back in the day for me as well, but I didn't approach them, but I did. But I think that so they've got talking therapies now. They're very, very good. So talk to your GP or someone at the GP practice who can signpost you to these talking therapies. The other new thing, before I forget, fairly new thing around now, I suppose it's been around for about 3 or 4 years now, called social prescribing, and that's a really good thing to get into as well. So if you're looking around to meet up, like perhaps meet a walking group, yoga and what. Listen, they found out with, as I keep banging this drum for, well, I've been talking about it for years, but when you're in pain for longer than 3 months, pain ceases to become the problem. It's all the other stuff comes on, like sleep problems, money worries, relationship stuff, and work problems, etc. And they, I mean, a doctor or a healthcare professional can't give you a pill or, a therapy for that. So they come up with this idea of social prescribing. So in other words, they've got these guys at the attached to the local surgeries where they can signpost you to the relevant people, so, and people are really finding it useful. And it's funny enough, as I've been writing the new booklets and stuff like that, I've been doing a bit of research, and social prescribing now is in most Western countries. I'm not sure about other Asian countries or anything like that, but I know they've got them in America, Canada, New Zealand, South Africa, I think, and also Australia, etc. So big stuff. So go and see her. Rose comes talk to you sort of surgery about social prescribing. We haven't got any questions. I can't see any questions as of yet. So I want to crack on with the people who've written to me today. CBD oil, is it used for you managing pain? Now, I'm glad someone's written to me about that, because that's been quite a big. That's in the last Well, I first heard about it in 2017, 18, something like that. And I was approached about it, and I thought, what the hell's, what do you mean, oil, how's that going to work and stuff like that? Anyway, it's grown, and, everybody seems to be raving about it, etc. But Chris Eccleston from down here in Bath, he posted on social media some evidence that's come out really that it's not that effective as people think really. So he said if you wanted to see the research, he'd send it anyway. I asked him to send it to me, and he did. I think what I'm going to do is post it on the website on the news section, so you can have a look for yourself. I've got if you're not an academic fellow like me or academic woman, then it looks a bit, for me anyway. Maybe you may have a better idea than me, but it looks a bit technical. But the overall picture of it is, from what I can tell, that it is not as effective as people thought, and also the expense of it as well is quite high. So anyway, I'll post that on the website. You can have a little look at that as well. Who else we got here? So that was a question coming from someone called Greg from Sydney in Australia, and Mohammed here from London. He wrote in, emailed me today, said, if pay management programs are so useful, why aren't there many more of them? Well, it's a good question, really. For me, they saved my bacon, as I said earlier. And funny enough, I don't know if you've heard of them, the NICE guidelines, NICE, National Institute for Clinical Excellence. I think it's their proper name. I guess called them the NICE. And they come out with some new guidelines, and apparently pain management programs wasn't in their guidelines for some reason. I think they think that people should go to something for bespoke, like tailor-made programs. But I don't. To me, I think they missed the trick here, because pain management programs, they're structured. A lot of people, us like with pain, see, we lead unstructured lives. And back in the day, I've often said I used to be a driving instructor, and I had to learn a process on how you taught someone to drive, in order, that you had to be a government approved driving instructor. But we was all taught, when we went to the training school and everything, everybody was taught to learn this process, and it wasn't like like I went to the training school in London, but it was a nationwide thing. Like all the driver instructors had to teach to a certain standard, a certain process, and that's what I know. There are different types of pain management programs. There's like the one I went to was an inpatient one. We stayed there Monday through Thursday, or Sunday through Thursday. There's others that are non-inpatient, where you have to turn up, I don't know, if every day, once a week or something, for 6 weeks or 10 weeks. But the main crux of it all, or pain management programs, they're pretty much unified all throughout the UK. I'm not sure about. I think in Australia and New Zealand they're pretty much the same as ours as well. But standards, it is standardised, and the thing is that the actual process they've got in there. So they talk about about graded exercise, or physios know, like to call it, meaningful movement. Also, I did a talk the other week for some trainee physios in Ireland. Funny, I've read there. She was, I think she was one of the lecturers. They call it purposeful movement. So I quite like that term as well. Anyway, but it's structured, so you learn graded exercise. You learn about pacing. Perhaps I can talk about pacing next week a bit more. The relaxation skills. They look at all your medications you're on, and talk about. Let me just have a little sip of my coffee in a minute. A bit more than a sip, a bit more of bit of a gulp there. But look at all your medications. So you think about, well, are they useful, etc. And it's like talking about tapering, how you're going to come off of them if need be, etc. Relaxation skills. And to me, I think that if the nice guidelines, I don't really get it. I think it just missed the trick there, really. And I don't know. Anyway, but there are pain management programs around, but they're very few and far between. If you're lucky enough to get on one, then just grasp it with both hands, because really, I mean, for me, it was like a bit of a last chance saloon. If what else was I going to do if I, to manage my pain other than go on the program? Because prior to the pain management program, I was a serial doctor shopper, anybody with an historyology after their name, I went to see. And I know back in then I spent about 8K on therapists and multitude of therapists, expecting someone to fix me, and it's mission impossible. It ain't going to happen. It's me. I have to do all the work, and I'm still, the thing is, on the pain management program, you're learning lifelong skills. So all those skills I learned back in '96 have all been transferable. So as I become an older fellow and I've got arthritis now, my bits and bobs, not them bits and bobs, joints and whatnot, my ankles, feet, neck and stuff like that. I've still used self-management stuff for that. And in recent years, I got diagnosed with prostate cancer. And again, see, I was used to be able to, I had to find out what the stuff, cancer treatment I'm having. What do I need to, be to make it effective? So I had to learn some other stretches and exercises and stuff. But still, pacing and relaxation and all that sort of stuff, they're great. If you've got a long-term condition, pacing, all the stuff you learn on the pain management program, you could easily teach on someone who's had perhaps a chest problem, or COPD or asthma, or heart problems, and heart rehab and stuff like that. Because they teach pacing and meaningful movement and all them programs as well. So Mohammed, why aren't there enough around? I don't know. I'm not even a grain of sand on the beach, but decision makers, So I think there should be more of them, but I don't know. I think there's a cost involved, etc. And as you know, our NHS is a bit strapped for cash at the moment. So, but to me, I say if you get the opportunity to go on one, then by all means get on it. So I'm just looking at there. I think you're probably having your tea or something. It's just coming up to 7:20 now, so I'm going to sign off. And I hope you're grooving along there and enjoying your day. And I'll see you again next Monday night, 7:00. Be there or wear flares, as they say. Take care. Have a groovy week. Take care. Ciao.